Shalom. Before I get started, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world. That's diligently pushing this truth and putting their lives on the line to do so. This is the brother Karatis out here at the GMS ATL camp. Just here with a quick lesson, because, we all know that President Donald Trump was impeached, last night, but, he still is in office, and is able to run for his next term, but with that being, said, the House is still divided, man. Satan is still divided against himself because, with all these, all the votes, that came from, to impeach Trump, all came from the White House. All came from politicians, man. And they're supposed to be, working together. They're supposed to be on, on like terms, so to speak, man. The same thing with, the past empires, man. You had division in the, in the political system, man. Same thing with America, man. That's how we know that America is Rome all over again, because Rome, went through the same thing, man. The House was divided, So this act of impeachment on President Donald Trump is basically just another clarification, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that this place, is falling, man. It's coming to a drastic, sudden end, as it tells us in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, man. For when they say, for when they shall say peace and safety, then boom, there's sudden destruction, man. That sudden destruction is going to come almost like at a blink of an eye, man. But just back to the point, I'm gonna read this one scripture. I just wanted to grab this scripture. I didn't want to be too long. But this is Matthew 12 and 25. It says, and Yahushua. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, man. So hey, that shows you, that America is divided. For them for America to even, vote, Donald Trump in office, and before his term is even up, he's impeached, man. Even though, they say he still will be in office, they're still trying to get him out, man. Showing that it's differences amongst the White House, man, and ultimately amongst the Americans, man. Because some Americans, want them, some white Americans, want them to stay in, and some so-called white Americans want them out. Even those, who voted on them, Salakia, or voted for them, believe that they made a mistake, man. So I'm going to read that again. Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself, man. So basically Satan, which is a so-called, white man, which we know as Esau Edom, basically the so-called white man is Satan's physical counterpart. It says, how then shall his kingdom stand? So if Satan is divided against Satan, how can the kingdom, withstand, man? How can it continue if you can't come, to agreements with nothing, man? You know, you don't know if you want to build a wall. You can't come to an agreement with how much money you want to spend on the nuclear weapons. You know, some people in office believe that Trump is wasting money. Some don't. You know, so how can the kingdom stand, man? It's gonna fall because of the differences, man. Just like even on a lower scale of things, if you and one of your friends, one of your close friends can never come to agreements, you always arguing, even in a relationship. You always arguing every day. You never can come to an agreement about nothing. Hey, eventually that relationship is gonna be over, man. And ultimately going back to America, the differences is going to cause them to be blindly for the allies that's in NATO. They're going to be blind or not expect for them them to turn on them, man. It's going to surprise them, man, because they're arguing within house instead of making sure that everybody else is straight, man. That's how we know that America is going to fall, man. It's all prophecy, man. But I wanted to I didn't want to be too long. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. Rule and teach well. Till next time, Shalom.